Good afternoon. Here I am at Amherst Middle School with two of the rock stars of our SAU, Christine Landworl, our Assistant Superintendent, and Bethany Bernasconi, the Principal of Amherst Middle School. For my Friday update this week, I decided that I would take some time to talk about our grading and reporting and how that's going to be changing throughout our SAU, but starting first at Amherst Middle School. Over the past couple of weeks, there have been open houses for our Amherst Middle School students where there have been grading and reporting forums where parents have been able to come and learn about the changes that are happening this year at Amherst Middle School and eventually will spread out to our other schools within the SAU. Bethany and Christine have pioneered most of this work here in our SAU, and so they are really the two people who can speak most intelligently about what's happening and what's changing. So I've asked them to help me out today with my Friday update. So first, Christine, why don't you explain to parents what we've done over the past number of years with our curriculum?
We started about 6 years ago looking at the new state standards that we had in New Hampshire and looked at aligning our curriculum to those standards. Those standards were really asking students to work at a much deeper level. And when we started doing that work with the standards, we realized that our assessments needed to change and they needed to assess students at a deeper level, actually at the application level. And through doing all of that work, we also recognized the need to change the way we're actually scoring and reporting out on student progress because of the different assessments that we use and the level of depth at which we're assessing students.
So you use the word assessment. What most of us as parents would think of are tests and how we test students and how assessment has changed. So Dr. Bernasconi, how has assessment changed at Amherst Middle School over the past several years?
Well, most of us think of assessments as a typical test, a multiple choice test, an open response test, the pieces that we've been familiar with for really our whole educational career. We've done a lot of work over the past couple of years of diving into what we call performance assessments. So we are a society that no longer is just based on knowledge, but on what you can do with knowledge and how you can apply it. So our assessments are now asking students not just what they know, but to actually do something with the knowledge, connect it in new ways, apply it to novel situations and scenarios, solve problems in multiple ways. So the face of assessment has really changed.
Now when we look over our students' assessments, we don't grade them anymore, we score them. So Christine, what does that mean?
Yeah, so what we do now is we actually look at student performance in relation to a standard. So we're not really grading it out of a 100-point scale, but we're actually matching student work to and really looking at the evidence in the student work, and we match that to a performance level, like a 4, a 3, a 2, or a 1. So we're on a 4-point scale, and we really use rubrics to grade and to match our performance.
All right, so Christine, but what is a rubric?
So a rubric is really a way to help both teachers and students and even parents to understand what the expectations are for an assignment. And it's a way to help guide the teachers in scoring. So it outlines what the expectations are for that assignment and how it will be graded, what the teachers are really looking for. And those rubrics are tightly aligned to our state standards, which is how our curriculum is developed from those standards.
So I ran into a student in the hall today who had come and spoke with me last year about some concerns they had about our shifting grading and reporting practices. And I asked her today, I said, how's it going? And what questions do you still have? And what do you think about it all? And she said, Dr. Bernasconi, I love the rubrics. I finally know where I'm going to go and how to get better and how to get that 3 or how to get that 4. So that was really reaffirming to hear right from our students.
Okay, so if a rubric is a 4, a 3, and a 2, and a 1, and that's the scoring, isn't that the same as an A, B, C, and D, or maybe it's different? Dr. Bernasconi?
So it's different in that on our scale, a 3 means that you've met the standard. So we're really scoring against the standard, what evidence a student is producing. Think of it more as a portfolio of student work where they're demonstrating their ability to meet that standard or go beyond that standard.
So does every assignment score on a 4-point scale?
It does.
Okay, can a student achieve a 4 on the 4-point scale on every assignment, or do some assignments only go up through 2 or 3?
So each assignment is looked at individually, and if it's an assignment that's building foundational knowledge where the student can't yet meet the standard, it would be scored out of a 2. But if it's an opportunity for students to meet the standard or go beyond, then it will be scored out of a 3 or a 4. And all of that will be indicated and shared with the students ahead of time.
All right, so Dr. Bernasconi, why are we making this change to our entire scoring and grading system? Why are we doing it?
Well, there's 2 big reasons. One, this is the final step in all of the work that has been going on behind the scenes in terms of curriculum and assessment and instruction in our classrooms. And now our goal is to really provide clear communication so that we can form better partnerships between parent, student, and teacher to help each child learn forward.
Excellent. So for what that means for our students and for you as parents is that your scores that you get back from your students will look different. Your report cards are going to be very different. But we've already provided several opportunities for you as parents to learn about these changes. These changes will follow our middle school students through their high school careers at Souhegan High School when they leave here, and it's something that we're committed to K through 12 here in our SAU. So I want to thank Christine and Bethany for taking the time to make this video with me. We have other videos that will be posted on our YouTube channel that will allow people to go to a deeper level of understanding about these changes. And as always, I'm always available via email or phone call to answer any questions that any parents might have. So thank you. Have a wonderful week and take care this weekend. Bye-bye.